Hey guys, it's Kennedy. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a little baby update and postpartum update. I asked you guys on my Instagram what videos you wanted to see, and the majority of you said to do a video about what a typical day in the life of a newborn would be, and I'm definitely going to do that. It'll take me a little bit because I'll need help filming it. It's kind of going to be hard to try and film a video with a newborn by myself, but I will definitely be getting that video up for you guys. But for today's video, I thought I'd just do a little update on what life has been like with this little guy, and kind of like a postpartum update too, like how I'm doing as far as postpartum goes. So today is Saturday, exactly 3 weeks after he was born, so he is 3 weeks old. I'm just going to read you guys off some of the stuff that's been happening, how life's been going and stuff like that. So yeah, the first thing is the first couple days were rough trying to figure out what he wanted whenever he cried. It's not necessarily that we just didn't know what to do, it's just, you know, we didn't really have a schedule yet, so we never understood oh, did he go to the bathroom? Is he hungry? Is he just fussy? Kind of stuff like that. And the first 2 days of being at home with him, he was really fussy, and I think it was because he was really hungry and my milk hadn't come completely in yet, so whenever he'd be eating he wouldn't be getting very much milk, and it was making him really upset. So the first couple days were kind of rough trying to figure that out, but once my milk came in, he was getting enough to eat and he was perfectly fine. So the first 2 weeks in general were really rough, and that was just because we didn't really get a whole lot of sleep because he was up all night and sleeping most of the day. But after the first 2 weeks, we pretty much had a good routine down as far as who would sleep when and stuff like that. So the first 2 weeks were pretty rough just because of getting no sleep. That's really all it was. The next thing I wrote is that he eats a crap ton. So once my milk came in, I didn't realize how much that kid would want to eat. He's pretty much constantly wanting to eat. Whenever he wakes up from a nap, he's ready to eat. I change him and then he's ready to eat. Pretty much whenever he's crying, usually I can fix the problem with him eating. And he also poops after every single feeding, which is a good thing because that means he's getting enough milk and he's digesting everything properly. But he poops after every single feeding. This kid poops so many times a day. We've gone through so many diapers already, and it's only been 3 weeks, so yeah, this kid poops a lot. Another thing that is super awesome that we kind of noticed actually from when he was first born is that he knows mine and TJ's voice super well. He, from when they first placed him on my chest, when I'd talk, he would already be trying to lift his neck to look up at me because he could hear my voice and was like, wait, I know that person. And he does the same thing with TJ. Whenever I'm holding him and TJ's in the room and he's talking, he kind of will hear TJ's voice and respond to it and try and look for him. So that's super cool. It's really cute that he knows our voices because whenever anyone's holding him, if we're talking, he'll turn his head even to where our voice is coming from. He's really, really, really smart in that way. For being as little as he is, he really responds to our voices, which is so cool. As far as development goes, he is only 3 weeks, but there's been a couple things I've noticed. He has rolled over 3 times during tummy time. So he'll roll over onto his back. He's really, really strong. He'll lift his neck up really high up during tummy time, and he sometimes, during the times that he rolls over, he'll kind of bring his knees to his chest, and that's kind of what helps him get over. He hasn't done it every single time. He hasn't really quite figured out that that's how he's doing it, but he has rolled over 3 times during tummy time. 2 of them were just for me, and the 3rd time was with TJ in the room too. But yeah, he's rolled over 3 times during tummy time. Totally freaked me out the first time. I was like, you're not supposed to be able to do that yet. He is really active and alert, so he hates having his arms in a swaddle. I actually swaddled him up today, and he hates having his arms in the swaddle. Absolutely hates it. No matter how hard we swaddled him, he was fighting so hard to get his arms through swaddles that he just really, nobody can keep his arms inside a swaddle. He's super comfy just being swaddled up with his arms free. He loves having his arms free. He likes to have them all over, hanging everywhere. It's super funny. When he's sleeping, he's always got something like this, or he'll sleep with both his arms up like this. It'll look really funny. I don't know why he hates being swaddled so much. He hates being in tight spaces, but he's happy without being swaddled, then we'll just not swaddle him and he'll be happy. The thing is, he loves bath time, so I did try to get a couple clips of bath time, and I only got one, and he was really pissed off during bath time during this clip that I have, but it was only because he was super hungry and I had to wake him up from a really long nap to give him a bath because he was not waking up yet. And when I was waking him up to change his diaper, he wasn't waking up from that either, so I just decided to give him a bath because he needed one anyway. And then he got really mad at me, but it usually calms down when I'm pouring water like in his hair because it's super relaxing. Out of all the baths he's had, I give him one almost every day, to be honest with you guys, because he gets really stinky from spitting up milk and getting in like his neck folds, because you know he's always kind of like this, so getting the milk in his neck folds, he is constantly stinky, so I just give him a bath every day and it's really relaxing for him. But out of all the baths he's had, of course the one video I got of him in a bath is when he was actually hating it. But yeah, another funny thing that he does is he has peed so many times while we're changing him. Last night actually was the first time that he started peeing while TJ was changing him. TJ quickly jumped up and dodged out of the way and he was like, "What do I do?" And he's just laying on the floor projectile peeing straight into the air, and I was like, "Well, cover it up." Really funny. But yeah, so he likes to projectile pee anytime he gets the chance. The next thing, the last thing I have as far as his development goes and just kind of stuff about him, he so far, knock on wood, I don't have any wood to knock on right now, but so far he has overall been an extremely happy baby. Like I said, the only time that he's really been extremely fussy and we can't figure out why and have had to kind of just let him cry it out a little bit was the first couple days, and that was just because he was really hungry and there was nothing I could do to get him more milk because we didn't have formula, and I didn't have my breast pump yet, and my milk hadn't really come in yet, so it was kind of stressful those first couple days. Another time that was rough was when he got circumcised. I don't want to hear any hate from this. I know it's a very controversial topic. Yes, I did get him circumcised. He got circumcised about during the second, last week. So he's completely healed up now, but he's sore from that. It was very traumatic for him because, of course, you know, that's a very traumatic time for a baby. He was pretty sore for a little bit coming home from that, but after that, once the first couple days were done, he was great, and he's back to being his super happy self. He's a really happy baby. Whenever he wakes up from his nap, he pretty much knows what he wants. He's ready for a diaper change, and then he eats, and then we try to keep him awake during the day a lot more, so we'll play with him and, you know, hold him and talk to him and walk around the apartment with him, and he'll just, you know, he'll be super happy and stuff. And yeah, so he overall has been a really happy baby. Getting him to sleep so far has been really easy as well. Knock on wood for that too, but if he doesn't usually fall asleep while he's eating, he'll either fall asleep while I'm burping him, or after I get a good burp out of him, I just start rocking him like I am right now, and he'll usually fall asleep. Or I could even just put him in his bassinet, and it has a little vibrating feature, and I'll turn that on, and I'll either play music if he's kind of fussy, or I'll just give him his pacifier. And he usually does really good with that too. So nighttime goes, it hasn't really been that bad. Like I said, we give him a bath at night because he usually takes his best naps right after a bath, just because it's really relaxing for him, and it wakes him up at first, so he's usually really awake right after, and then he eats and is so exhausted and just goes to sleep. And I think it's just because a bath is so relaxing for him and it feels good to be clean. I mean, I always sleep really good after taking a nice hot bath, so I can imagine that it would be great for him too. At night, lately, the past couple days, knock on wood, he has only been waking up every 3 to 4 hours, which is kind of a lot different than what he's been at first. At first, it was maybe an hour to 2 hours. It's really often, like a lot of times during the night. And lately, he's only been waking up maybe a couple times, which is great because he's, you know, starting to get into a schedule of sleeping a lot during the night and being up a lot during the day, which is what we want anyway, because it's really fun to play with him. And I mean, as much as I do love him, I'd rather play with him during the day than at night. So yeah, I'm really glad he's starting to get on a schedule. But that's it for as far as baby development. Now on to my postpartum update. I just have a couple things I want to share with you guys, and I'll insert a couple belly shots of my stomach. Before I begin, I do want to just say my stomach is pretty much completely ruined as far as skin goes. My skin is had a lot of stretch marks when I was you guys saw by my last couple videos, and Now that I don't really have a reason to have a giant stomach, my stomach's starting to go, you know, back to normal, but like my skin, because it was so stretched out, it's really, honestly, it's really gross looking, and it feels gross, and it's kind of pretty much completely destroyed. And I'm not even upset about it because I get to have my little baby, and I got a safe delivery out of him and a healthy, happy baby, so I'm not even upset. But yes, my body is pretty much completely destroyed as far as the stomach area, so hopefully the stretch marks will fade, the wrinkly skin will go away, I don't know, but that's pretty much what my stomach kind of looks like. As far as postpartum, for the first week and for the first week and a half to 2 weeks, I was really sore. Of course, you know, down there I was really sore, stinging kind of, and my stomach was really sore too because my uterus was going back to its original state, so of course it was going to be really sore from that. My uterus was cramping for like the first week after I had him, which sucked because it pretty much just felt like contractions, which was awful because everybody says like, oh, once the baby is out, you'll feel great. It'll be such a relief, and I kept having cramping in my uterus after I pushed him out, which sucked. After like a week, it went away entirely, so that was awesome. As far as like my down there, I only had to get 2 stitches, so that really wasn't too bad. I'm not really super terribly sore, and I feel great now, so that's good. It's only been 3 weeks, and I'm already kind of wanting to start working out again and like able to, you know, walk really fast, run, lift heavy things. Like, I know I'm not supposed to, but I've been able to do that no problem without feeling any pain, so I'm really honestly ready to just start going back to work and working out and stuff. And the last thing I have is that I get to actually go back to work once I go to my 6-week appointment, which is on the 20th of February, so that's coming up pretty soon. It's 3 weeks away. So hopefully my doctor will say that I can go back to work, and then yeah, so that's pretty much it for postpartum. So yeah, as far as anything else, I can talk to you guys about breastfeeding too. So I do breastfeed him, and I've watched a lot of videos about like what it's like breastfeeding, like, and a lot of people have talked about, you know, like the real experience of it, and I've seen it like on both sides of the spectrum, as far as it being an amazing thing and as far as it being a horrible thing. And a lot of people have said it's great, and a lot of people have said it's awful, and my experience with it is that it's kind of right in the middle. The first couple days it hurt really bad to breastfeed, and that was only because, you know, of course I wasn't used to having a little tiny thing sucking on my nipples and trying to get something out of it, so of course it was going to hurt and kind of sting, but I did have nipple cream that helps a lot. So the first couple days kind of really hurt breastfeeding, but honestly it's not, like, I don't really pay attention to the pain because you're just looking down at your baby and you're like, whoa, he's getting food from me, that's so weird. Now it doesn't really hurt that bad. Sometimes it does because sometimes he won't have as much of it in his mouth, and the doctors say that if it's hurting while you're breastfeeding, that means that the baby's not doing it right. Because what you want to do is get more than just your nipple in the baby's mouth, like pretty much as much as you can into his mouth, because it hurts a lot less. So yeah, but breastfeeding is pretty painful. It's made me super hungry because, you know, when you're breastfeeding you're just burning a whole bunch of calories and it's dehydrating you and stuff. So what I do is I just try to drink water whenever I'm breastfeeding because I just get so thirsty. And I usually eat a snack too around breastfeeding. I try to like snack more during the day because I've been a lot more hungry and stuff too. What? Are you pooping? Yeah. As far as breastfeeding goes, I think it's amazing. It's a super awesome thing. I'm really happy that I'm able to do that for my baby, especially because I can save money on like formula. So yeah, but that is my experience with everything like that. If you guys have any questions, comment them below. I'll probably do a Q&A soon because I know that there's probably tons of questions that people have as far as... Excuse you, I'm filming a video. Close the door. It's rolling right now. Hi. If you guys have any questions, comment them below. Or if you want TJ to be in a video, comment below too. So I know a lot of people have been asking me lots of questions about what labor has been like and how things have been with the baby and stuff. So if you guys have any questions, comment them below, and I'll definitely do a Q&A soon. Day in the life of a newborn, stuff like that. That is all I have for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys. Say bye.